is wrong with my shit. I don't know why it's acting so dumb. There you go. That's crazy. Anyways, let's go to the, take that off. All right. Ain't nothing but a heartache.
He's taking off. He has gloves.
He has gloves.
He has gloves
He has
in
gloves.
his hands.
He has gloves.
Gloves and what else?
The
Oh my
blanket.
God, that is my blanket.
When 19-year-old Mia Marcano goes missing, it isn't the police who uncover the biggest clues about what happened to
I'm not
her,
gonna get
but her
blocked,
family. In fact, it was through their own investigation that they would not only uncover a suspect, but it was Mia's family who, through their own determination, eventually caught the culprit on camera. In 2021, 19-year-old Mia had just started her second year at Valencia College, where she was pursuing an associate in arts degree. She was balancing her education and employment at the Arden Villas Apartments in Orlando, some 200 miles away from her close-knit family in Broward County, Florida. She also lived at the same apartments where she worked. Though they didn't know to be concerned at the time, Mia had recently asked several of her family members if they could come to Orlando for the weekend to see her. When no one could, she instead decided to fly home to Fort Lauderdale for a visit. Though her family was excited to have her back home, there was a chilling reason Mia felt like she needed to get away. Not knowing what was about to unfold, her aunt Simone later recalled this.
I felt like she was a call for help when she asked us all to come this weekend and no one couldn't make
Hold
it.
on, let me
I
check
feel like it was a
something.
call for help and I wasn't there for her.
Wait.
There for her.
At 5:06 p.m. Friday, September 24th, 2021, Mia sent a text to say she was waiting for the Uber to take her to the airport before she would fly home. After this, she suddenly stopped responding. All calls to her phone went straight to voicemail, and all text messages said that they weren't delivered. Given that Mia was incredibly close with her family and kept in near constant contact with most of them, they likely noticed something was wrong within mere moments of it happening. However, it wasn't until a few hours later that her family became certain something was amiss. Her grandmother and grandfather later spoke to a police officer and tried to explain her sense of urgency at the time.
I would say about 6 or 6:15. My husband and I left our house to go out to dinner. I said, strange, Mia hasn't called me. I called. And the phone just said, calling mobile phone. So I figured if it was in the area we were in, it was dark. So I called again. Same thing. My stomach started to hurt me. I'm not psychic, but I can always tell when something is wrong. Because I wouldn't call Mia more than twice and she'd not answer. Even if she has to say, Mama, I'm doing something. Mama, can I call you right back? So I went to the airport. And I waited and waited and waited, and there was no Mia.
When Mia never got off the plane, it confirmed her family's worst fears. Little did they know things were only going to get more twisted from here. They reported her missing soon after, and one of her family members called 911.
I'm calling to find out if I can have a wellness check, please. For the address? Correct. I just wanted to know if an Uber picked her up or not. And then from then, her phone has been completely shut off or dead. We're not sure. We had a friend go over, but they're knocking the door. Nobody's answering. I just want to make sure that she's not there.
Okay, I mean, I can get a call center for a deputy to go out there, but a deputy is going to do the same thing. He's going to knock on the door, and if no one answers the door, he can't break down the door.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here. Actually, my department uses...
No. It's scary to live by yourself, to be honest.
Response from police would set the tone
Especially
for the
being a
investigation.
female.
An officer eventually did go to Mia's apartment at Arden
And that's why you
Villas,
should always have
but
a
there
ring
was no
also on
answer
your
when
camera
they
door,
knocked
even though
on
that's not
Mia's
gonna stop
bedroom
nothing.
door. When they tried to open the door, they found it locked from the inside. They then headed to the window from outside. Please note that the police department made redactions to the video, blacking out what the officer saw inside Mia's room. When they went around the front of the apartment, the officer was met by Mia's cousin Kaylee, who, after realizing that Mia's location was turned off on her phone, decided to take matters into her own hands and start looking for her.
No, she's definitely not in there. But
She's not in there?
no.
Did you see you couldn't see inside?
No, I saw inside.
Did you see any bags?
I saw 2 suitcases under her
Oh,
bed.
under her bed?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not sure if that's...
I think it was always there.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that,
Did you see a teddy bear on the bed?
I can't remember now.
You want to go?
Yeah,
She
it
literally
was...
brings it. If she was fine, then she would
Really?
bring it.
Yeah, the room, it looked clean. Did anything look out of place?
The window, yeah. Open the window. Yeah, you can see. The window is open? Yeah, you opened it.
Ultimately, the officer left. Law enforcement would fail to recognize the urgency of Mia's case until later, perhaps only when it was already too late. With this less than helpful response from police, Mia's cousin Kaylee looked elsewhere for help.
And the security guard, Jay, was here. And we approached him, asked him if he knew anything. And he said yes, that he was here when the police were there. And we said, okay, if you could please just accompany us so you could tell us about what happened when they were there.
Because they knew Mia's door was locked, Kaylee and Jay headed to the window that the officer had looked through.
Once we
That's
heard that
another
the
thing.
window
Please
was
don't do
unlocked,
mine too.
we automatically knew that was off because my cousin had installed the window locks on all of their windows to prevent anyone from opening it from the outside, especially with them being on the first floor.
Right.
When we went up to the back, he showed us the window, and we, of course, tried to avoid touching anything because we didn't want to interfere with anything. He did mention that he saw fingerprints and that he took some himself with some tape because when he asked the police officers to take some that were there earlier, they said that they were not going to because it wasn't that type of case, I guess.
Later, the security guard would allege that when he tried to hand over the fingerprints, the deputy actually laughed and said, "This isn't a high-priority case." However, this allegation has never been proven. Jay's immediate frustration for how the scene and Mia's case was handled was palpable.
And now I'm getting mad because one of y'all deputies came out here, did not do the job that he was supposed to do. Me being a security guard, I should not have had to do the stuff that I did to have an officer come out here and look me in my face and tell me to keep the evidence that was lifted off the windowsill. Oh, a couple weeks from now, maybe we'll need it. No, you're supposed to take that now.
As strange
I don't know why the fuck. I don't know how to take those ads off.
as it was that the locks had been removed from Mia's window, it was even stranger that through the window, Kaylee could see that Mia's bedroom door had actually been barricaded from the inside by a small bookcase. Then she noticed something else that would later become integral.
While we were back there, I was looking at the parking lot, the woody area behind with the fence. We were like, why is there a chair behind the fence? He said, oh, it's been there for a long time. And I was like, it's kind of weird, though, because the placement of it looks directly into their windows. It's kind of at a slight angle, so that was a little bit concerning. But he was like, no, that chair's been there for a long time. So I was like, okay, no problem. While we were back there, he mentioned another thing that was odd to him was that most people in the guest parking lot don't park, like parallel park, in this one corner, which made sense to me because there are parking spots that go straight there. So if you're parallel parked back there, they can't get out. So he said what was weird to him is that there was a large tire track.
This all seemed to hint that some awful fate had befallen Mia, but what exactly remained to be seen.
Into the apartment, we all put on gloves and again asked Jay to come with us just to, I guess with the name security, he made us feel more secure having him there. We went into her room, avoided touching anything, and we immediately noticed that her room was in a disarray. very out of character from Mia.
However, even more shocking was the sight of something still in her room.
She has her decorative pillows, her sleeping pillows, and then, of course, the king of the world, her Teddy. So Teddy usually sits right on the bed if he's not going with her wherever it is that she's going. If she's going to work, there's times that Teddy goes to work. Every trip, Teddy goes. Teddy's been on vacation with other people. Teddy has lived his life.
With this in mind, her family knew she wouldn't simply have left the bear behind. And yet Teddy was still in her room. This meant one thing. Mia hadn't left. She wasn't not answering her phone. And her phone wasn't simply dead. She had been taken. But the teddy bear wasn't the most concerning thing discovered in Mia's room, as Kaylee explains.
When we walked in, the cubby that was blocking the door was in the walkway, and there was, her chain was busted. She usually wears 2 chains, one that says her name, and then a second one that has a heart pendant. So I know the chain is the heart pendant one because the pendant was missing. Yeah. And the Mia one would have 2 separate pieces. So we saw that her bangles, she has a lot of bangles, and they were given to her as gifts from like old family friends. So they're really sentimental for her. So to see them on the floor was a lot. To see them bent that way, I was like, okay, there's definitely something wrong here. Then we also noticed the blood on the pillow, and we were thinking like, of course you look at it and you're like thinking, well, maybe it could be old. But then we're like, but she would have tried to get that out, or she would have at least put a pillowcase on to cover it up, because you're not going to be sleeping on a naked, bloody pillow. Yeah. So that was a little bit concerning as well. After that, we continued to look around the room and found little bits and pieces that just kind of indicated that there was some type of struggle. The bed was moved. We could see the grooves in the carpet were different. They were here, and then the legs were pushed off. The bed head was kind of crooked. And then while examining underneath the bed, someone flipped over the rug.
That's crazy.
She has a blue furry rug, and found a box cutter. When we saw that, we were like, okay, that definitely can't be Mia's.
The box cutter would turn out to be an important clue, as would the item they found in the trash, a single rose. Already feeling like Mia's disappearance wasn't receiving the kind of urgent attention they knew it needed, the rest of her family traveled the same day she was reported missing to gather at the Arden Villas apartments to continue the search, knowing that this was the last place she'd been seen. They would soon have a shocking and disturbing interaction. It's unclear exactly what happened in the moments prior, but one of Mia's family members began recording when someone else showed up, claiming to also be looking for Mia. The person recording kept their phone either in their pocket or their hand covered the camera, as we can't yet see what was happening until later. We can, however, hear the mysterious person talking with various members of Mia's family, including her father.
Okay, Fred, time to find our perfect apartment on Zillow.
Too old. This is her friend Tati. Tati knows our relationship, I promise you. Nothing like that. Tati woke me up out of my sleep, come here to see if I saw anything, because we didn't know you guys were here. I'm not hearing about it. Yes, I was home for
Have text messages?
me and her haven't talked for like a few weeks. Like I told you, I try to call back. I'm older than her, so I don't even have her number now. All serious.
The man speaking is 27-year-old Armando Manuel Caballero. Armando worked as a maintenance man at Arden Villas, and he met Mia when the two became co-workers. In fact, he'd started at Arden Villas right after Mia, around 2 months prior to her disappearance. Now, around 3:45 a.m., approximately 10 hours after Mia was last seen, and though he lived at a different apartment complex, Armando was unexpectedly back at Arden Villas. This obviously struck Mia's family as odd, but the entire interaction would only become more concerning.
Where's her roommate? Not even sorry. Because I heard you had a recent conversation with her. Like,
Though it isn't shown in the footage, Simone, Mia's aunt, witnessed something fall out of Armando's pocket when he first got out of his car, something that looked like a key fob. This would turn out to be crucial later.
I was seeking her wall, and I dropped off the back end because I was involved. Other than that, it's just work.
you never went in the apartment to fix anything?
Before I have, yes. We had to do all the apartments.
Because I noticed a lot of stuff. Because I set up the apartment myself. And I set up certain
And I
things.
seen you move.
Yeah, and I seen you already too. I seen you be
Trust me, bro. I got all good vibes. I'm not like that.
Nah,
I wouldn't even came out here.
Yeah, but from what I'm hearing, I didn't hear nothing good about you yet.
Damn.
Really?
I promise you.
What Armando didn't know was that because Mia was so close to her family, they immediately recognized him as someone she'd told them about. And because of what she told them, they were likely suspicious when he showed up at Arden Villas.
Been sending her text messages like that, like trying to tell her, like, express your feelings for her.
As a regular thing, when the property was...
How is it a regular thing if you just said that you're older than her? Why is it a regular thing if you're expressing your feelings to her? Why is that? How is that a regular thing?
Why'd you cash out for that amount of money?
She said she had to help you.
She had to help me? My daughter would never tell you that.
On my soul, she told me that.
She would never tell you that.
On my soul, she said that.
But you just told me that you haven't spoken to her for so long.
Yeah, because that was a while ago.
That was a while ago?
Was this week.
That was a while ago?
Caught him.
I'm in her cash app. That was this week.
You see, Mia had complained about Armando, though he told her family he didn't have her number and claimed to have last spoken to Mia a few weeks ago. It would soon be revealed that that wasn't even remotely true. Mia often took screenshots of the things Armando was texting her and sent it either to her family members or to her friends. This included when, in the week before she went missing, Armando sent her a random Cash App payment for the...
Oh, so he requested $15 yesterday. Oh, wait, $600.
amount of $600. Though Mia declined the money, she sent a screenshot of the message Armando included with the payment to a group text with other Arden Villas employees, titled Off the Casa. Armando wrote to Mia, "Mamas, good morning. I don't want you to feel any way about me giving you this. Like I said from before, you grew on me, and I feel I didn't have too much of a reason to be in your face unless I was making a difference, because I'm just a man and that's how I see it. From hearing you vent about your fam situation and hearing about how you're not able to live your life fully because of the difference in responsibility, and from the first few times I heard that, I've been planning and wanted to bless you. But it's not much, but it's yours. Enjoy it however you like. I don't want it back. Don't send it back. That was money I was putting up from turn to spend on dates or gifts for you. But I'd rather just give you the money so you could do what you actually need or want with it." Her friend responded to the screenshot, "It just sucks that he works with you because I would keep it, but if you don't do what he wants, he gonna act crazy."
Right.
Mia's friend likely had no idea how true that was. Armando had an interesting explanation for the Cash App payment.
Because her mother didn't pay her rent no more. And when we was doing time, we've been friends already since June. I know Rashid seen me hurt and Rashid chill. There's nothing there. I never came after hours. I never bothered her.
Would I be willing to do a statement? Did they take a statement from you earlier on?
I just found out she was missing.
You saw her today?
Just found out, but I found out a few hours ago.
You saw her today?
At work, yes.
Have you done any work inside that apartment?
Not recently.
I cannot believe people would be this crazy.
So who's the maintenance person that was in the apartment yesterday?
Like that crazy to kill somebody.
Somebody said maintenance.
You had to be there recently because you told me that you bought the fan there. So you were there recently.
This is an integral question. As Armando was in maintenance at Arden Villas, he had an assigned key fob, which could access every single apartment and that worked during business hours. For after-hours maintenance, an on-call key fob was shared among the maintenance staff, with the device in the possession of whomever was on call at the time. 3 days earlier, on Tuesday, September 21st, Armando had delivered some fans to Mia's apartment, as there'd been flooding. The maintenance request had been legitimate, but the troubling issue of Armando's access to her apartment hadn't escaped Mia's family members.
So you were there recently.
Tuesday.
So that was
so you were in this apartment on Tuesday,
I didn't
right?
do work. I just dropped the vacuum on.
Bro, something ain't adding up, bro.
She had a leak from her living room to her room.
Coincidentally, like that just happened. You know what I'm saying? That just happened. That leak just all of a sudden just happened, just out of the blue. Only in her room and in the thing.
That's nothing I can physically do to that.
All right, and the person who went in today too went through the window too. know what I'm saying?
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor?
You got access to that place, though. Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
You have
right or wrong? You have access to it, right?
You have access to the apartments, right? As a maintenance worker, you have access to the apartments.
Yeah.
And what is your protocol when you're going into the apartments? You guys just knock and go in?
We knock 2 or 3 times. We wait. Nobody answers. We open the door. We knock again. We stay at the door. We wait. Nobody answers. Then until they talk to the police.
As police would soon find out, Armando isn't telling the truth here. Mia's family member, who has been recording this strange encounter, finally raises their phone and captures Armando in the footage. He can be seen standing next to an officer.
As of right now, you have sent obsessive texts to Mia. We have all seen the text. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch.
Who told her
It's
gave her
on
life
text.
savings? I never
As a
said
matter of
that.
fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
As it would turn out, because Mia had sent so many of the texts from Armando to her friends and family, the police didn't need to pull Armando's phone records to see that something was off.
There's evidence of obsession, of something. You're fascinated with
It's
me.
not only from my side, so don't try to make this.
No one's saying that. It takes
She's not here to defend herself right now, so
obviously
we gotta
she's
talk to
missing.
you.
So we're talking to
And
you,
I
who've been going
completely
back and
respect
forth
that. I
on
understand
text.
that. That is your family.
Right.
But until we figure out what's going on, just don't beat me up.
Nobody ain't beating you
If I'm
up.
guilty,
But
why
you
would I
put
come
yourself in the middle right here. You brought yourself over here.
The entire interaction with Armando out front of Arden Villas was odd, but what Armando said next did nothing but raise suspicions against him.
I've never done nothing bad to me. Where's the... Never done it.
The videos capturing this incident end abruptly after this, but Mia's aunt describes what happened next.
Armando got in his car. The officer never searched the vehicle. I don't know if there's procedure. He never looked in the vehicle or touched anything, told him to wind down with nothing. The vehicle took off. They went to the maintenance room. They came back. Armando then left.
After driving away from the officer and Mia's family members, Armando was seen again driving around the buildings with his lights off. One of Mia's family members noticed something else that was incredibly concerning about Armando.
Yeah, I noticed. So it almost looked like he had bronzer on because this area was it was puffed up and slightly bruised, like reddish. But how it was dark in the night when the light, you could see, when skin is stretched to a point that it shines because of the swelling.
Knowing what they did of his fixation with Mia, his return to the Arden Villas apartments the same day that Mia went missing raised red flags for her family. Little did they know, Armando was hiding another, even more disturbing secret. The next day, there was still no sign of Mia anywhere, and it was only now that the police would begin to take the case seriously, though slowly. Someone from the Harris County Sheriff's Office even reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office about Mia's case, and there appeared to be a distinct lack of urgency.
Okay, I mean, it hasn't been turned over to a detective yet because it takes up to 5 business days.
That is crazy.
To consider someone lesser?
That's
No,
crazy.
I mean, there is a case number already attached to this, and there is a case. I'm just saying that they don't have it assigned to somebody. But if we make contact with her and we run her name, we know she'll be missing because she's in the system as missing.
So who normally has? So you have a missing persons division?
This is considered a missing persons, and they're not open today. They'll be open on Monday.
As investigators finally started to look deeper into the case, they spoke with Marlon, Mia's father.
So my theory as to what happened is that she was in the bathroom, maybe she was now getting home. Either she was in the bathroom or she was now getting home, and the person was under the bed. Okay. The person was under the bed.
I don't know about that story.
The box cutter and everything. And either when she came in, they startled her, or when she was coming out of the bathroom. Understand? It's the person who we suspect is somebody who works here.
I heard about it. Okay.
Her family also gathered again, this time inside Arden Villas.
Police officers came and they said they weren't going to do anything but file a missing person report. She's an adult. They can't do an Amber Alert because she's over 18. But according to that officer, this is a typical college room that doesn't seem to look obstructed or tampered with. He said They weren't going to do much until a couple days pass, and it becomes more.
If you haven't got any information, if you haven't heard from her.
As news of Mia's disappearance spread, calls flooded in as people tried to give any helpful information to aid in the search.
And what do you want to report?
We just got like a message saying that a girl had been missing since like 5 p.m. yesterday, and me and my roommate around, I'd say maybe like 7 p.m., and we heard like a girl and a guy, and they were screaming, like, but it didn't sound like good screams. It sounded like really bad screams. And we actually went downstairs to see if we could like find anything, and there we heard like a woman and a man screaming at each other, like arguing in an apartment on the first floor. I don't know if this would be helpful information, but it was something that stood out to us last night. And after hearing about a girl going missing today, I figured I should report it just in case it could help.
All of this was helpful, but Mia's family was already sure they had a suspect, Armando. Mia's family had been right. It did appear that Armando was obsessed with Mia.
The messages show.
In one screen-recorded video, it can be seen that Armando was sending her long, multiple messages. Part of these messages say, quote, "You drew back, which I understand, because you a woman and you don't know me that well, so you need your boundaries. I know I come off strong and crazy." After screen-recording the messages, Mia sent the video to a group chat, writing, "When does it stop?" The issue of Armando's text messages would come up again and again as police began interviewing her friends.
And Jasmine, can you tell me what happened in a group chat between you, Mia, and the other individual?
Yes. So basically we have a group chat where we talk about like normal things that are happening. But in this chat, there's just been multiple times where Mia like will send over screenshots like we do of like people that we're talking to or just things like that. Sometimes complaining or just having issues with like Armando sending her long text messages out of the blue, emotional messages to her even when she was barely giving him like real responses back, sending her long emotional messages, getting upset at her for not responding to him, all types of things. And from the start, her making it clear that although she did find him attractive or whatever the case may be, she has never necessarily wanted anything serious with him. They have never dated. They've never been involved in any aspect like that.
That detail didn't seem to deter Armando. In one text to her friends, Mia wrote, "Then if I don't respond, we know he getting the paragraphs ready."
I always found it weird with that because I'm like, she's young, like she's 19, she's a freshman. I always found him to be weird because I'm like, this girl is like a young girl. She's not trying to be tied down with you, like, you know? And she made that very clear to him. So that's just the thing for me.
Did they ever have any altercations with each other or any kind of
fights?
Yeah.
They never had any fights. He was very much a like messagey type of person. Like I never had any situations in regards to like her telling me like, oh, they got into like actual altercation. She did tell me that recently he tried to like make us not a scene, but like be petty towards her at work. He said it in a way like it was drawing attention because people were kind of like, dang, like, why'd you say it like that towards her or whatever? And she was like, in the chat we were talking about, like, that's crazy that he's trying to like show out and call you a weirdo and stuff when he's the one that sends you long, dramatic text messages every single day.
Mia sent a text to the group chat saying, "Y'all, I'm confused," and a screenshot of a message Armando sent her saying, "I don't got any more patience with you. You honestly showed me the type of person you are. Like you said, people fall for your looks. Well, I seen the type of person you are. I don't got the energy or the fakeness to tolerate giving myself to you even as a friend. We two different kind of people." Armando also texted me a quote, "Just leave me alone if you don't have no intent to show any significance in my life."
So Tuesday would have been the 21st. So
The
September
21st.
21st was the last. And can you tell me what that message said?
Yes, so we were talking like normal. She said, "I saw Armando just now. He had to bring me the blower and he was like, I think I cleared my mind enough and I'm ready to follow you back on Instagram." Because like I said, he would get overly emotional and obsessive over her. So like if she was posting and doing things and not talking to him, he would get upset and send her messages about that. So then she sent a screenshot after he left of what he said. And he basically said everything else burnt out, but respectfully honestly, I
We're trying to
can't
solve some
lie. I
cases
would have
today.
loved to taste you or see how it was at least once. And she said, y'all help me, what the F? Like asking what she should say to that. And I was like, what do you say to that when it's coming from a crazy person? And she said, no, for real. I'm like, whoa. And I said, I would be like, let's keep it cute, friend, because I don't know what to say. And I basically said that because I was like basically like deflecting from the talk because you guys said like we're just friends.
I think it's just that
Armando
game.
replied to that text from
That's
Mia
messing my
saying,
makeup, 'cause I don't-
right,
I don't know
whatever,
what it is.
you out-cooled me. I really didn't take no L. Why you trying to be so cool? I get it, it's over. I knew it was you making it seem like I'm making a mistake. So all the way through, I'ma let it go, just holler at you at work, bucko.
You
But
ready
it
for
seemed
work?
that Armando didn't take her rejection well. Mia's friend Rashid shared a similar story.
He started sending her, like, not like just like paragraphs. It was, I could swipe and read it. And it was so much to read that I was like, dang, like, I didn't obviously read through all of it, but she would show me like some of the stuff she was saying in some of the paragraphs and how like, and I was telling her like he's crazy, whatever. And then he was buying her all this stuff. He was giving her stuff like every week. He got her like these flowers that were in her room, the blue flowers, because she had, I guess he overheard like a conversation that she wanted him or something, or I saw it on her phone or something.
In another screenshot Mia shared, Armando wrote to her, "And you ain't showed one concern of even giving me the opportunity to gain ground with you. If anything, every time I felt like I got closer to you the next day or the next hour, you acting colder. This ain't the grounds to the beginning of something good. I haven't been nothing but frustrated and confused the majority of the time." Mia wrote back, "Yo, I spoke to yesterday perfectly fine. Then I went out like, damn, why do you always have to act like this? Like, can you just chill?" Armando texted back, "If I have no reason to act like this, then you tell me one situation where you did any gesture to
Yeah, I'm gonna work
validate me,
tonight.
small or big, to make me feel special. A bagel, a lunch, a real compliment. At least a real statement of what you think about me, because I'm really starting to think you cold-hearted." Armando's obsessive behavior wasn't just over texting, as Rashid explains.
One day I opened up my apartment when me was staying there and he was outside doing something. And I remember it because I opened the door to open the door for her and I was going to lock it behind her and he was there and she was like, oh, hey. He was outside my apartment.
Just standing there?
Now he was working on something, but like it just progressively
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
got weirder
I'm
and
gonna need a
weirder
drink.
and whatever. After like time started passing and she started seeing like who he really was and stuff, she told me like she was kind of nervous that he had the keys to her apartment. And one time she mentioned that she left her house one time, the AC was working perfectly. And she came back a little while after and the AC was broke. She was stuck on 79.
That is
and I
crazy.
know like the maintenance people, like I know it's
This
easy
shit's
to
scary.
like to mess with the AC, you feel me? And he was the on-call person. And so I'm thinking that he
That's
like
why
messed
you
with the
always
AC
need a
because
ring.
she would have to call the emergency line, which he has to respond to because it's after hours. So she said that she didn't want to call him, so she went to get another maintenance guy to come fix the AC.
As Rashid shared, Mia had a good reason to be worried.
Some of my other friends have told me that he said stuff to them like she found one of my other female friends found him like in their apartment. He was like, "What are you doing in here?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm fixing something." I remember she had said something to her.
A ring
I
camera.
think it was like along the lines of I just want to like take a
That
nap
goes
in
on
your
your
bed or
door?
something like that.
Like you can
it's
see
weird.
everything that goes on outside your door. Who coming in,
After
who going
speaking
out.
to another resident
and
at
all that.
Arden Villas, it seemed that there was a pattern in Armando's behavior.
I had just gotten out of the shower too, and I heard knocking and maintenance. I didn't want to answer it because I didn't put in a report. And then I heard the door open and I heard it close. And then when I went out, they were still out there knocking. But I did hear the door open and close. I got dressed, opened the door, asked him if he needed anything. He said,
Yeah,
"Did you put in a
good.
report or
But these females need one
your
too.
dishwasher
Literally, every female
fits?" I
who's
told him
living
no.
by themselves
Perhaps
needs
finally
one.
realizing that
For dudes
Armando
like
needed to
this.
be investigated, police spoke to his boss, Lemuel Arroyo.
How would you describe Armando?
I would say very peaceful guy, very easy to manage. I was very happy with their performance. To keep eye contact, sometimes avoid eye contact. Now all this going on made me think, why sometimes when we're talking, he trying not look at me? I don't know.
Although he was known at work to be private, Armando had been in a bit of trouble before. Years ago, after setting off firecrackers in his college dorm, he lost his football scholarship as a result. With his job at Arden Villas, he was attempting to start fresh.
Man.
Friday, the
This
same day that
world right
Mia
now
went
is
missing,
crazy.
Manuel noticed that Armando's body language
Even
and
though this
behavior was
happened, like,
off
years
when he
ago,
received
but
his
still,
work uniform.
That shit's scary.
But then when he left,
Like, men
he was
cannot take
shaken,
rejection.
even without we knowing all the was about to happen. You know?
And you've never seen that before out of him?
No.
Noel, who worked in maintenance with Armando, also saw Armando acting strange on Friday.
So he was more quiet, you thought?
He was more quiet.
Was that in the-
I asked him, yo, you okay? He said, yeah.
You said the change you noticed was that he just seemed more quiet.
With this in mind, investigators take a look at the records of who used the maintenance key fob. While the officer only turns on the audio of her body cam a few seconds before the following footage begins, it appears they're talking about Armando.
My biggest concern is he has right now a fob that can get him access to every apartment because he's on call. So I was going to have one of my employees just erase the fob, but the only way to do it is to literally go to each and every apartment door with a cancel key. Because unless we have the physical fob, we can't just erase it. You have to go to each individual lock and do what's called an interrogation report, and then load that to the computer, and it gives you the lock history of everything.
The worker
Well,
from
you're
Arden
right, you're
Villas
right. Y'all
eventually
get
gets
to,
the
but
report
it's-
on the lock history
like,
for Mia's
females have-
apartment.
More cases on that, though. That's the thing. More, like, a lot of cases on that.
Next fob at 4:34.
So that's before, correct?
Yes.
Like, I really
But
haven't heard any
I don't
females,
understand
being a
why he would
stalker.
have been there.
Is it
For real,
Armando?
just men.
To most, this would seem like
But it is
particularly
both. I
damning
agree, it is
evidence,
both.
but it only got worse. While checking out an apartment that was set up the same as Mia's, though not her actual room, the officer asks a chilling question.
So he accessed her room at 4:30, correct? He accessed.
Not her, got
Yeah. I don't understand why he would have been. Yes. But fourth isn't that. That's my on-call maintenance fob at 4:34.
So that's before, correct?
Yes. But I don't understand why he would have been there.
Is it Armando?
Yeah.
To most, this would seem like particularly damning evidence, but it only got worse. While checking out an apartment that was set up the same as Mia's, though not her actual room, the officer asks a chilling question.
So he accessed her room at 4:30, correct? There's no service supposed to be in her room or anything like that, right?
And I don't remember if I saw him.
I do not know how to take these ads off. I'm sorry,
She would have
guys.
been home, so if he was just hanging out. Now I'm like worried. What if he was literally waiting for her? They've got my head all screwed up. I can't know.
Because of the record of the key fob, it was clear that 30 minutes before Mia's work shift had ended, Armando had entered her apartment. And it also seemed that he had never left, or at least there was no record of him leaving. Mia's key was then used to open the door at 5:06, and as the worker suspects, it looks like Armando could have been waiting for her. By reviewing the security footage, investigators spotted Armando driving a golf cart near Mia's apartment, which coincided with the times the maintenance key fob showed it was used on her front door. They also uncovered what they believed to be the last image of Mia as she walked to her apartment just before she went missing. While there was the possibility of an innocent explanation, on Thursday, September 23rd, Armando had asked Mia if she would have time to talk about something mysterious on Friday, the day she went missing. Mia had replied, "What do you want to talk about?" Armando wrote back, "It's nothing big, but if your day is busy, it's whatever." Mia replied, "I'll let you know how my day goes." However, there was one other piece of evidence that didn't quite fit. 2 hours after Mia went into her apartment, Armando called the Arden Villas office staff and asked to be let into the front gate as he was responding to a maintenance call that was made around 7 p.m. Just 5 minutes later, someone used Mia's key fob on the exterior lock of her apartment. It would be nearly impossible for Armando to have been at the gate of Arden Villas and then 5 minutes later unlocking Mia's door. The question was this Mia herself, and was the timeline of her disappearance a few hours later than her family believed? Or was this evidence of her kidnapper using her key fob? While the police may have still been collecting evidence, Mia's distraught family members already felt certain that they knew where to look for answers about Mia's disappearance, with Armando Caballero himself. While continuing their search for Mia, some of her family members decided to begin surveillance of their own, and they would soon uncover some of the most chilling evidence yet.
I happened to overhear Armando's address when he was giving it to the officer. And I said, I'm going to do a pit stop. Put it in the GPS, and we continued to his house. He didn't see us at first. I made a U-turn, and I went into the parking lot across the street from him. Here's his apartment complex. Here's my vehicle facing him. That's when he started touching the indentation of his car. He tried leaving the complex last night with his lights off, and he hit another vehicle.
Damn.
He was touching, so his vehicle is dented.
It became clear to them that the police hadn't searched Armando's apartment yet. It was then that they once again began recording, this time catching something truly shocking on camera.
He has gloves.
He has gloves.
Yeah, he's
gloves.
amazing guy.
He has gloves.
He
Gloves
works
and
there
what
and
else?
lived there.
The blanket.
Oh my God, that is my blanket.
As they watched, Armando carried a blanket that had once belonged to one of Mia's family members and that had since been given to Mia and to his apartment.
He knows what we look like,
they
and
live
he's
at different
looking at. He's looking to see.
But he works at the
what's
apartment the
wrong with
girl
him or
got
whatever.
kicked
With
and
other
killed
police.
Mia, Kaylee, call them back.
I'm videotaping.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Send me videotape too.
I'm videotaping him. That's why I can't call.
As unsettling as this discovery was, the incident with Armando was far from over, and it would only become more chilling. Later, Mia's Aunt Simone shared with detectives what had happened after they stopped filming.
Someone's got I started trembling. I couldn't drive anymore. I just pulled in. Another Hispanic guy got out of another car, 2 cars down, came across the street. He videotaped the truck, videotaped me. He took pictures of me. He took pictures of my license plate. Then he told me, get out of your truck. Get out of your truck. I didn't get out. He laughed. Crossed the street. He went back, and he does this again.
Yeah,
This behavior, along with the discovery
how
of
is it not
Mia's
adding up?
blanket, seemed to solidify, for her family at least, that Armando was behind Mia's abduction. However, this interaction with Armando would come back to haunt them in the most chilling way. Armando then left his apartment, but returned 10 minutes later. When police were able to find Armando and tell him that they wanted to look inside his apartment, he surprised everyone. He gave permission for Mia's family to search through his apartment while the police stood
You
by.
might be onto something.
Like a quilt type of blanket? Like a quilt, like blanket-like thing. So if you see it, just let me know. That'll just give more bolster to the search warrant.
It appears that this frantic search was not recorded, but Mia's family didn't find her blanket. It seemed that when Armando left, he must have disposed of the blanket. Either way, no other evidence was found, as Armando wasn't arrested or even brought in for questioning. In fact, soon after, he ended up leaving his apartment around 3 p.m. Approximately an hour and a half later, he was officially named as a suspect in Mia's disappearance.
Yeah.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the
Family's frustration, he was already gone. His apartment was then secured, and at around 6 p.m., more than 24 hours after she was last seen or heard from, the Orange County Sheriff's Office released a missing persons bulletin for Mia. By now, it was becoming clear to at least some that the police knew they hadn't started their investigation as soon as they should have.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I took the report. I just,
They should have been. I'm just.
I mean,
Oh.
if they
Yeah.
saw the blood and everything,
But, like,
It doesn't
if he was
take long
watching
for-
before, all the messages
the
that
end
he
of
was
it.
sending her, that's why I think it's him. Because
Just
he
some
was
miscellaneous
obsessed.
papers
Literally
and stuff.
obsessed.
passport, about 30 euros, wallets, checkbook, cards.
It was around this time that calls began flooding into the police department, but not to aid in the search for Mia. but rather because Armando's friends were calling to complain about Mia's family and their investigation.
Yesterday, they pulled up to my house. I don't know if they were following my friend Armando, because my friend Armando, supposedly he was talking to the girl that's missing. I had no idea what was going on. I came to my house, and then some fat bald guy came to my house. He was yelling at my friend, "Oh, you kidnapped my daughter! You kidnapped my daughter!" I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. I literally just came from my girlfriend's house. What's going on? I'm like, I'm confused. He was, "Oh, my daughter's missing. He kidnapped my daughter." And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, I'm so confused. And then they just came to my house. They were at my house and just like arguing. I'm completely lost now.
But even Armando's friends had questioned him about his possible involvement in Mia's disappearance.
And I was trying to ask him, like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? And my mom was on the phone too. I'm like, my mom was like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? Are you 100% sure? And I was trying to like, make sure, because that's someone's child that's missing. Yeah. I was like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? He was like, nah, I didn't do anything. And my mom prayed for him on the phone. My mom said, if you didn't do anything, God will protect you. And if you did something, you will reap what you sow.
Along with looking for Mia, law enforcement continued to search for the now missing Armando. Based on him using the maintenance key fob to enter Mia's apartment a half hour before she returned home from her shift, the search escalated when an even more disturbing piece of information was revealed. Jessica Decker, a manager at Arden Villas, had found something strange.
So do you think it's somebody else?
Then the other thing that concerned me was there was an on-call message last night at around 7:01, and the message said, "This is Tristan Thompson. Is on the first floor. It's just on the opposite side of the apartment."
Yeah.
And it said the AC was out.
Okay.
It's a female unit, and an officer went over there the evening and knocked on the door, and they didn't call emergency maintenance.
Okay.
And that concerns me because of the timing of the last fob reading, which was 7:16, where her fob was used, but nothing was locked. So we got that on call at 7:01. He called my leasing manager at 7:11 saying that the gate wasn't letting people in, and she had to talk him through how to manually turn it off.
It was now clear that the fake maintenance call had actually been made by Armando.
See? Look,
and the call he made at 7:11 p.m. to the office staff to open the gate on the night of Mia's disappearance had been his attempt to establish an alibi. Police also suspected that since he was probably not actually at the gate, he was the one to use Mia's key fob just 5 minutes later. A press conference was scheduled for 1 p.m. on Monday, September 27th, but that planned media briefing was postponed when a shocking discovery was made. Armando had finally been found, but it wasn't the result anyone was hoping for. His body was discovered in an apartment complex in Seminole County.
I felt so defeated, like, this was the person we wanted to talk to, to find out.
He killed
like,
himself?
Just say something, you know what I mean? Like,
nothing in Armando's interactions with Mia's family had given any suggestion of his intention to escape justice in this way.
He was way too confident in how he was. He did not come across as discombobulated at all. He came across more like frustrated that we were bothering him.
Yeah, maybe the case.
You understand what I'm saying?
Despite this shocking development, there was still no sign of Mia.
Getting dark again. You know what I mean? It's a little girl, and she's out there by herself. You know what I mean?
But
we don't know where she is. We don't know if he's done something to her. We have
It is him, Henny.
We are trying.
Tragically, just over 1 week after she went missing, Mia's body was found on Saturday, October 2nd, 5 days after Armando was found dead. Mia's body was discovered in a wooded area behind Timberscan condos in Orange County. She was found with her red purse and wallet, wearing jeans, a bra, and a robe, and a necklace with her name. Her body was mostly skeletonized and bound with black tape around her wrists, ankles, and across her mouth. Due to the state of her remains, a cause of death couldn't be determined. However, there seemed no doubt as to Armando's guilt. Mia's blood and hair was eventually found among some of Armando's belongings.
See, told you it was
According to Orange County Sheriff John Mina, we're not looking for any other people. We believe pretty conclusively that Armando Caballero is responsible for this crime, and there's not any other person or persons that we're looking for in this case. Given the evidence, including the broken jewelry found in her room, along with bloodstains, police speculate that when Mia entered her apartment, Armando attacked her, and a struggle ensued. Investigators believe he killed her in the room, and then, using her bedroom window, put her body into the trunk of his car. Just 46 minutes after Mia entered her apartment at 5:06 p.m., Armando's vehicle was seen leaving Arden Villas. He then went to his apartment before returning again to Arden Villas for the fake maintenance call. Phone records and GPS data show that he then went to the woods, where Mia's body was later found. The Marcano family eventually filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Arden Villas, claiming negligence in Armando having unfettered access to Mia's apartment. They also filed a lawsuit against the sheriff's office and 2 officers for civil rights violations and negligence, describing the department as failing miserably in its duties. There has yet to be a resolution for the lawsuit. Mia's law has been introduced to impose higher levels of background checks and limitations on the use of master keys, limiting access to private residences, and affording tenants the safety and security Mia deserved.
My world. DNA sample. We can't go off assumptions to make sure we got the right monster. You're right. But it was evidence though, like in the messages and stuff. That's what I want off of. Because there's always people like that. That is crazy.
I love him so much. This one's for couples. 13 embarrassing questions. Who overthinks everything?
Me.
Who showers less? Who is always eating? Who has a nicer butt? Who is more possessive? Who drools more? Who is the better driver? Who curses more? Who always sleeps in? Who is always on their phone? Who has the worst singing voice? Who takes the most selfies? Who is the lawbreaker?
Evil exists in this world. Trust no one.
You hear that, Hennessy? Trust nobody. No one.
This is the story of Deshae Stevenson, a kind, vivacious, driven woman who fell for a covert narcissist and was murdered, then dumped in the street. The story takes us to Dallas, Texas, a modern metropolis known for its many attractions, including the Reunion Tower, the Dallas Museum of Art, Dallas World Aquarium, the American Airlines Sports Center, beautiful sceneries, and numerous eateries that will keep your taste buds buzzing. Deshae grew up in a small, close-knit family in Dallas, Texas, where she was showered with love and attention, and was taught the meaning of hustle and self-sufficiency by her mom at an early age. After graduating Atlanta High School, Deshae started her own business because she knew that owning her own business was the way to secure herself and family financially. She tried her hand at several businesses before sticking with retail clothing and accessories, as that yielded more profits and was more fulfilling for her. Like a lot of new business owners, Deshae started selling from her apartment. But as the demand for her clothing increased and she consistently added new merchandise, expanding the variety to include men's clothing, as well as handbags, eyelashes, and more. She opened up a storefront and then in May 2022 got herself a bigger spot to accommodate her growing merchandise. With her sister Jasmine by her side, she was able to do much more. She had completed her tax course in 2021 and joined forces with unlimited taxes and more, and was extending her business prowess because she had goals and always work at improving and up-leveling herself financially. Deshae was very business savvy, wearing her clothing pieces and showing them off on social media every chance she got, and she had the perfect body to show off her pieces. Almost everything she wore, she sold. And there is no doubt she was destined to be the successful businesswoman she was. And she was just scratching the surface of what she could accomplish in her lifetime. She had a beautiful 17-year-old daughter, Maya, who means the world to her, and a wonderful mom she caretakes for who unfortunately had a stroke and was partially paralyzed. Deshae had a big heart and she loved hard. She was not afraid to share her time, money, or anything of value to her with the people she loves most. Unfortunately, she loved and shared her heart with the wrong man. A man who has never been loved, has no idea what love is, and was incapable of giving love. His name is Michael Smith. Deshay met and fell in love with Michael, aka Miracle Measy, a few years back, and was looking forward to spending forever with him. However, in 2016, he got into some trouble with the law and was arrested, charged, convicted, and sentenced to 5 years in prison, which puts Deshay's forever with him on hold. She stood by him throughout his time in prison, visiting him as often as she could, and as soon as he was due to get out on May 17, 2021, she went and got him at the prison.
Yeah, that got my Hi. Girl, I know you saw you can play it now. Yeah, my period. Big Ray, my period. I didn't got my
Is that not turn that off?
Hey. We got 8 hours. I can't even. Baby, you got my ID. Hey. Me too. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. I can't hear you. I will. Okay. What she say, Mike? She said have a good trip. We gonna try to have a good trip. It's a long way back. What's up, cousin? Yeah, I got him. I got him. Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. That was their car.
I'm finna fly back home. Not right here. Cause my finna eat steaks and shit. You gonna have to pull up today. It's a whole bunch of drunk shit going on at the house. I'm finna take them to see his mama first stop when I get to Dallas. Huh? You girl like a drunk. Right. Huh, cousin? Yeah. You know nigga finna be in that bag and he ain't in nothing else. Cause he ain't worrying about nothing. He learned his lesson. He good now. Yes. I got my face, my makeup done and stuff. Just to go pick him up. Let me get off. I pick it out live because I don't know if he fantasized about my beauty with my makeup or he just want me to get out live, y'all. But I'm figuring to get up out live. Yeah, I had to go live. I had to go live for you. We had a nice room and everything too.
Within a few days, on May 24, 2021, they were married at a courthouse and later had a wedding on September 11, 2022, which she funded.
What's his name? What's his name? I pledge my life, that stay under you. That stay under you. In the name of the God Father, of the God Father, and the Son Jesus Christ, and the Son Jesus Christ, the power of the Holy Ghost. The power of the Holy Ghost. Hallelujah.
Deshay was in love and extremely smitten by Michael.
My baby, I love him. I love him so much.
She didn't think she deserved him or was worthy of him because he was so handsome. And she was ugly. So she did everything in her power to try and keep him happy.
She is not
screaming happy birthday to my husband Measy. I don't know what I did so great to end up with such a handsome gift from God like you. I love you like I never loved somebody. I've experienced things that I never even imagined life would bring me. And every day I look forward to forever. No relationship is perfect, but you are perfect to me and for me. Your love makes me want to love you better. Your thought process elevates my thinking. You are my everything. Thank you for making me your wife. I truly am the luckiest woman in the world. Happy birthday, my love. She was even planning on having his kids and remarrying him in 5 years.
My son.
Yeah.
I had my son, and then 5 years later, I'm having another one. We're gonna get remarried again.
But Deshae did not know the real Michael. Michael had a very troubled childhood. He did not have a stable, secure home and had to take care of himself, as he puts it. And he still does not have a great relationship with his dad. Hef my daddy, always hating saying ho shit. And I've been taking care of myself since I was 11 years of age. And he continued. We can only imagine what he went through being in the streets trying to hustle and survive. But the streets and the home environment in which he grew up made him who he is, a covert narcissist. Since the day Deshae met Michael, everything she did seems to revolve around him.
Oh, you want to play this one?
That's not good.
Okay, baby. My baby want to play this one. Yeah, my live me through this.
Can I play this on Twitch?
We're really living like that. Thank y'all so.
Michael was due to go home from prison to ensure he would be comfortable as much as possible.
Yes, I got my baby at the hood. We're not in the hood. We're really living like that. We're not in the hood. We're really living like that. Thank y'all so much. It's the
What do you
kitchen
mean?
area for me.
What's the feeling? A
That's
bad
my
feeling about
brother
what?
in Big Mook. But I got me my new house today.
Oh, about this
I'm
video?
1,700 square feet.
This case?
3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2
You talking
car
about what I
garage.
said?
Our brick home, period. Leave me alone. I'm doing other shit right now. Coming up next will be my shop, so stay tuned. I will be giving me a shop next. Yes, Brittany cooks. I got to let y'all know when the barbecue, because y'all know I love to cook and I love family gatherings. So it's lit. It's lit. Me and my room right here. The girl room will be over there.
What's your
Then it's
feeling?
another room.
Talk to me.
No, that's gonna make up that to be knit room. Yes, jacuzzi tub for me and my nigga. Period. His and hers synced. Period. Y'all just don't know how happy I am right now. Like, oh my God, like, y'all, this shit can't be real. Like, open that up, Big Mook. Cause you know we lighting the fireplace. Yes. Thank everybody so much. Some of y'all is really actually true. Everybody really, some of y'all really actually true happy for me. Some people not, but yeah, sis, I can't wait till you come over. You know we having a housewarming and stuff. I'm so excited. Look at my brother, y'all. It's the kitchen for me because I love cooking.
See, I love
my
stuff like
dining
this.
room
I be feel like
area.
old detective too.
Can't wait till I
That's why I
furnish
watch stuff
my
like
everything new. Not
You
just
know, just in
past,
case
but new
something happens
everything.
around just anybody. I know what to look
I'm
for,
so
go for first,
excited.
and
Y'all
blah,
just
blah,
don't
blah.
know, right, brother?
I feel like you need to get straight to the point now.
Talk. Let me let the garage down. Cause y'all see that Challenger parked out there, you know, in my driveway. 2-car garage. Leave me alone. Yes. Look at me, look what I'm trying to show half of the house. You already know, sis. Room on deck. Stop playing. Stop playing, you know, on deck, sis. I'm really living like that.
She should have left him there at his parents' house when she stopped by them on her way from picking him up from prison. But instead, she took him home and married him. She picked him up from prison on May 17, 2021. And within 7 days, on May 24, 2021, they were married at the courthouse. She married him because she paid for the rings. And later on September 11, 2022, She threw them a huge wedding he described as luxury wedding, and she paid for everything, including the clothes and shoes he wore to the wedding. And she had been clothing, feeding, housing, wining, dining,
What, the cup? You
vacationing,
talking about cup
and
of
romancing him since then. He wanted all her attention, and for her to
You're not
always
supposed to do
highlight him on her social platforms as a great husband who she loves dearly, so that others could admire him and deem him important. From the outside looking in without discernment, they were the perfect couple. He already let her know in private how to act, and she fell right into acting and did a great job at it. He even fooled her sister and family members, leading them to think he was such a great husband in person because he acted very nice around them.
Like, I done been around him. He never gave me them kind of signs that he would do that to my sister. Like, he never did.
He caught us off guard because he was so quiet. He was so laid back. Like, he was sweet in front of us, but behind closed doors, I just feel like he was a monster.
And she facilitated his fakeness by being all over him, smiling at times, hugging him and saying how much she loved him. And she had to laud him on her social platforms because it mattered to him that people think he's a great person worthy of admiration. He never thinks of her and her needs, and he knew he was hurting her
Wait, she was
terribly.
pregnant too?
But in true narcissistic fashion, he continued on expecting her to continue enduring his abuse, as he expressed in this Facebook post. And I'll just read the 2 lines that sums it all up. "Bae, I know I'm taking through some shit, but keep overlooking the obstacles. This is real narcissistic behavior.
Yeah.
Not, I'll
Sure
work at
is.
doing better. Just keep overlooking the obstacles, as he calls it." She placed him above herself, and he knew it. She seemed confident, but she was only confident in her ability to earn and provide. She was not confident or assured in herself. So he played on her emotions. She integrated him into her daughter's life, and even celebrated him on Father's Day, wishing him a happy stepfather's day, which he
Wow.
couldn't care less about.
I know you say you hate Father's Day and all that. Hopefully y'all can change that. Come on. I hope you like it, okay? Come on. Okay, go Mike.
I ain't want to play the music, but exactly. But he did do it. But let me stop jumping.
To delight himself with her while on Facebook Live, not thinking about her, the person, for a minute. Just what he wants when he wants, and she had to stop him. He's so into himself, he's unaware of everyone else. She lauded him on social media even while he was in prison, showing him she was still down for him and reassuring him he was her lifetime partner. On Valentine's Day, she lauded him as the world's greatest husband and the best man any
Don't she
woman
look
could
pregnant?
ask for. She took him on vacation to Jamaica for his birthday, and again she lauded him, and she gave him $10,000 cash.
Birthday, baby. You got the girl. And you leave, baby? We turn up, we turn up. We just ate breakfast. Yeah, this is so beautiful, isn't it? Y'all just don't understand. I ordered this Bible. The reason I got this Bible, y'all, you think I've been reading? I told him I could read some couple scripture of this Bible, y'all. But I ordered this Bible from Amazon. But in reality, it's like a lock safe box. He don't know that what's in there. So y'all had to know I couldn't put the whole 10,000 in there. Plus
You
the ring,
affiliated
so
too, but I don't know how to take them off.
I don't know how much thousands I got in there with the ring.
I'm sorry.
I have the rest of the thousands.
I'll pause it.
In my purse. So here come Easy.
In the chair. It's almost over. I haven't even been looking at my pay. I don't know when I can pay out or none of that. I don't know what to do with that.
He don't know. And his last birthday present is going to be on the 7th of April the 7th, which is his last birthday present. I'll be so excited. So, me's about to come. I'm about to give him $10,000 in cash. And I bought him this new ring.
$10,000 in cash.
With it's inside this Bible. I took his phone, y'all, because he tried to get on Facebook a while ago. I ain't want him to be looking at my shit. Me in Jamaica, y'all, with the vibes. Literally. 8 breakfast. Now, me's don't know what up. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, huh? You should have stayed over there, shit. Yes, brother. That's right, B. Thank you, my video. Yes, y'all. I think I got good service. Happy birthday, baby. Here you go. I got you a Bible for your birthday, baby.
Exactly. Me too.
You gotta keep God first, baby. Read John 3:16. Open the Bible. A new ring, baby, and I got you 10,000, but I couldn't put 10,000 in there. Show everybody about your ring. Look at you.
I don't think he looked happy for real.
Yes. Let me see, baby. Ooh, look at my. Yeah. So I want to give you 10 in cash. I don't know what you're gonna do. You can do whatever you want to. 10,000. I don't know. Hey, baby. And I got it in there too. The rest of it in there.
I wish. Look at that money, Hennessy.
You're welcome, baby. You're welcome, baby. Look. You're not act. My husband with new ice on his hand. Don't play with his.
Exactly.
Don't play with my
Man.
Those real diamonds. Tell them, baby, we gonna wear nothing for diamonds, baby. Real diamonds. Cost a pretty penny, but it's real diamonds, baby. I refuse.
And the fact that he
I can
killed
lose
her,
everything today. I know I
crazy.
get it back just because of you. I know you so much, Meezy. Yeah, that's right. New ice for my.
Look at how distracted he was. It's as if she had to constantly shower him with gifts to keep his attention on her. And hear her choice of words, she had to constantly praise him. God sent me a king. I never felt this kind of love before. He treats me like a queen. I married a man, not a little boy. The kind of love Deshae was bestowing upon this man is the kind of love you would give to someone who is deserving. He was not deserving. And she soon realized he was not the man she thought he was. He was selfish, demanding, unappreciative.
You like that one, baby? Okay.
And very controlling. She would talk with him about it, and he would promise to make changes. But after a while, it became clear to Deshae he was never going to change, and it became tiring. She was just so tired, she couldn't do it anymore. As she expressed right here in a Facebook post, I'm mentally at a place where I can't afford to freely give anymore. Meaning, if I love you, I need for you to love me back. If I care about you, I need for you to care about me too.
Exactly.
If I sacrifice for you, I need sacrifices in return.
Exactly.
If I protect you, I need to be protected as well. My mental capacity won't allow me to keep pouring from an empty cup. I can't afford to accept one-sided love and energy anymore. We all deserve to be poured into as we pour into others. By October 13, she was writing, "Y'all got to stop thinking all your blessings coming from God. The devil will bless you too." By the 14th it was, "Sometimes you gotta blame yourself because you knew better." Accountability. On October 18th, in an almost reminding, self-kind way, she wrote, "Never be afraid to start over." And on October 19th, just 5 days before she was murdered, it was sounding pretty serious, like she was under cheating accusation attacks and needed to defend herself. "If anybody know me or done be around hanging with me, they know I'm faithful as hef when it comes to my marriage and my relationship.
Just like a woman.
I don't cheat.
But everything she was saying was true,
I don't
though.
talk to other men. I don't text other men.
Like, we
I
need
don't
that
flirt
same
with
energy
other
back.
men. I don't even lead men on to even think they have a chance with me. I never and will never have my husband out here looking like no fool. Because when I'm with somebody, I'm with that one man. Why would I risk my steak for some shrimps? She knew she didn't have steak and he was worse than shrimps. But being the narcissist he is, she had to constantly make him feel important and display it publicly. At this point,
Everything he got
after
on
marrying
came
and
from
being
her.
with him for over 2 years and getting to know the real Michael,
ugly too.
Deshae knew it was time. Time to rid herself of the baggage that was pulling her down and eating away at her. Constantly giving of her huge heart and big energy and not receiving back was draining and depleting her. So she decided that love was not enough. One-sided love was not sustainable, and she had to let go for herself, her beautiful daughter, and her loving mom. She had told him a couple times before she wanted a divorce she wanted out, but he had talked her out of it. But this time, she was adamant she was done with him. He was never changing. She did not want to live that way anymore. Giving, and not receiving what she was giving in return. She was up-leveling herself financially and making changes to other areas of her life as well. And being with him was not helping. She started out doing what she knows best and caring for him from the goodness of her heart.
Are you really happy? Really was shown.
But she was not okay with him taking over her life, telling her what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go, who to associate with, and who not to associate with. Accusing her of cheating when he was the one cheating.
That's
and
crazy.
taking in all she was pouring out and not pouring anything
Wait, did
back
he
into
post
her.
it on Facebook?
And taking in with. Accusing her of cheating when he was the one cheating.
I'm not cheating on my wife. That's crazy.
And taking in all she was pouring out and not pouring anything back into her. She was done. But he wasn't having it. Michael expected Deshae to stay with him forever, or until he say when, because he knew that she loved him. But all good things must come to an end when there are two people involved and only one is benefiting. But she had to tread lightly. He was the main recipient of her greatness in every way. So why would he want to let her go? Why would he want to let her go and be that greatness to someone else? He'd rather she be dead if he could not continue to be the beneficiary of all that she was giving. So on October 24, 2023, after they had been arguing back and forth in the last few days, and Deshae was adamant she wanted the divorce, he told her to meet him at his father's housing complex so they could talk about it. But he just wanted to ask her one more time if she's really going to leave him before taking her out. If her answer
That's
was
crazy.
yes. He had been using PCP in the moments before asking her to meet him, because that was how he coped with anything serious he had to deal with. Deshae was hesitant to meet up with him, but narcissists can be very convincing, and considering the love she still had for him, she agreed to meet with him. Upon arriving there, she got out of her car and went into his. He immediately started begging her not to leave him, and making the same promises he made in the past few months when she mentioned divorce. But Deshae was over the marriage at this point and wanted out, so she said yes. She had to leave for her own sanity and her daughter's sake because she deserved the same love and attention she was giving.
What is PCP?
He then began to drive off, and Deshae was instantly worried, asking him where they were going.
What is it? Uh-oh. Should I turn this off?
But he didn't answer. And as soon as he was out of the housing complex and on a lonely stretch away from people, he pulled his gun, put it to her chest, and shot her. Then pulled over and threw her out the car with one sandal on her foot, not realizing one was left in the car. He then drove home, parked his car, then went for a walk. While out on his walk, he met up with Deshae's brother and sister, who asked him if he had seen her. He told them he hadn't seen her and had no idea where she was. He then continued walking around and later ended up at his barber shop. Meanwhile, Deshae's daughter Maya is trying to reach her, but she's not picking up. Deshae had dropped her off at her grandaunt's house earlier that day and was to pick her up that afternoon. But it was now approaching midnight, and Maya had been calling her mom on and off since 4 p.m., but getting no response. So she became worried. She was never not able to reach her mom, as she always picks up for her. She then reached out to her mom's sister, her Aunt Jasmine, but she wasn't picking up either. So she decided to call Deshae's brother, her Uncle Roper's girlfriend, Ashton Hey Big Mook, who picked up, but was also unable to reach Deshae. They were all worried at this point, so her auntie and uncle decided to meet up and go out to see what's going on. They met up with Deshae's husband, Michael, who told them he had no idea where she was, as he was unable to reach her as well. They searched through the night, and in the early morning of October 25th, they found Deshae's car ditched at the Pleasant Village housing complex where Michael's father lives. They had been keeping their eyes and ears open to see if any news would come in about her. And within a few minutes of finding her car, they saw a post saying there was a woman's body found shot to death on the side of the road near a cemetery just 3 minutes from where they were. So they quickly hurried over to the area, and their hearts sank when they saw her clothing. This could not be happening. They told the investigators they had found her car, and the investigators worked quickly to see if there were any camera where the car was found, and sure enough there was. Upon checking the camera footage, they saw Deshae's car and Michael's car pulled in round about the same time, after which Deshae got out of her car and went into Michael's car. The car was then there for a while, with them in the car seemingly arguing. Then the car drove off. She was later found unresponsive about 3 minutes from that spot with a gunshot wound to her chest and pronounced dead. The authorities then secured a search warrant and went to Michael's home. Upon arrival, they saw Michael's car in the driveway and noticed blood on the passenger seat, as well as a bullet shell casing and a sandal matching the one Deshae was wearing when they found her. They discovered several weapons in the house as well, but Michael was nowhere to be found. He was later found and arrested at the barbershop, where he told officers he was under the influence of PCP, which was later confirmed after he was tested. But Michael was used to taking PCP, as he is seen here casually talking with his dad about PCP.
My daddy he gave me this. He said he gonna knock me on my ass. They said they ain't no Colombian red blood now. This little bit of this right here. I had some red blood when you called. I'd have missed your mother call.
He looks so different. Hey, Coops.
You got some PCP in there or something?
Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming. Stopping by.
So Michael should have known it could cause hallucinations, distorted perceptions, and violent behavior, making him dangerous and deadly. Michael Smith was incapable of giving Deshae the love she desired and deserved and was giving him. And it's all made clear in his social media posts. Here he is in 2016 rapping one of his songs.
This song is ass.
I appreciate you for paying attention to me carefully. Then on April 16, 2022, he wrote, "This one right here, Deshae Stevenson, a stand-up loyal boss B. Every time I trip, I never fall, 'cause she catch me." So he continued tripping and she continued catching him, until it became too much for her and wanted out. But how could he let her go? How could he let the convenience go? The convenience of having everything taken care of for him and him, doing whatever he wants in the process without accountability or any boundaries placed on him. He didn't have to earn anything, so nothing was of value to him. June 25th, my superwoman saved the day. She didn't even need a cape. Constantly needing to be saved and caught, and Deshae constantly saving and catching him. September 5th, my intake of anger may cause me to have an constantly saving and catching him. September 5th, my intake of anger may cause me to have an unwanted outburst, and trust me, I don't know what I said afterwards. Frankly, I gives no hefts. Yeah, he may get so angry to the point of not knowing what he say or do, and he doesn't care. December 31st, he continued telling on himself, soft voice mixed with humbleness can be mistaken as vulnerability, but don't allow the light voice to fool you. I'm a lion in disguise, you may be mistaken as a meal. Wow. Just wow. He was telling who he is and was already having Deshae as a meal.
That's crazy.
And to close his chapter off, here he is in May 2023, rapping, I don't deserve the hate, so I'm increasing the murder rate. He's now on his way back. Experiences and situations shape who we are, especially in the formative years. And Michael seems not to have had a stable or safe environment based on this post and others I've seen, helping to shape who he is. The way he is speaking of his dad and taking care of himself since he was 11 years old. But regardless, there is no excuse for anyone taking another person's life unless, of course, that person threatened theirs. And Deshae did not threaten Michael's life. All she wanted was real, genuine love from the man she married and was giving all her love to. Deshae was absolutely being abused. But aside from being financially and emotionally abused, no one knows if she was being physically or verbally abused. But we all know how covert narcissistic abusers operate. They know how to physically abuse their partner so that no one knows but them. They usually hurt the areas that are hidden or can be easily hidden, but they do not hurt their face, neck, lower arms, or feet. Because being admired and looked on as important is major to them, they treat their partners differently when they are with other family members or friends than when they are alone. In front of them, they appear nice and caring to her, but abuse her physically and or verbally when they're alone together. Like many women who are abused suffer in silence, Deshae suffered in silence. According to her sister, Jasmine Stevenson, Deshae is highly secretive and only shares what she wants them to know so as not to thwart their good perception of him.
She was going through stuff, but who don't, you know? But we won't know, like, how deep it was or what all she was going through because she was very secretive. She just gonna tell you what she wants you to know, you know, because, you know, a lot of people go back and talk and, you know, stuff like that. So she wasn't giving her all or telling everything. Like, my niece probably know more than anybody because that was like, they was best friends, you know, it was just always them. So she would talk to my niece and they'll be talking all times of the night about how he treating them and, you know, but it never got back to us. You know, we just got what she wanted to tell us.
She would tell her small portions such as how underappreciated by her husband she felt, thus thinking about divorcing him, but would stop short of sharing the abuse she was enduring at his hands and or words. In the end, 39-year-old Michael Smith murdered 34-year-old Deshae Stevenson because he was losing control of her, and we hope he will be convicted and severely punished for this horrendous crime. One can only imagine what the family is going through right now. Her daughter's confusion and hurt, her mom's unquenchable pain, and her sister's emptiness.
Wow. You could have picked her up. You could have did anything else. So why did you take her from my niece? Like, I don't understand. I would respect him more if he tell me why. She did everything. My sister did everything for him. It was nothing he couldn't ask her for. She did everything. She did everything in her power to show him that she loved him no matter what. Like, I just don't understand. I just want to know why. Why would you take my sister from us? Like, why? She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve to be thrown out the car, whatever you did. Like, she didn't deserve none of that. You could have took her legs, her fingers, anything. Like, why would you take my sister's life? You say you love my niece, bro. You can't love her. You took the only thing that she had. The only thing. Yeah, she got us, but it's nothing like her mama. I just really want to ask him why. She always wanted that happy life. She was saying divorce, but he always come back and make her feel better. So it was just, she just loved him. That's it. Like, she always wanted it to work.
But her brother is taking it real hard in deep distress because he was the one who gave her away to him at the wedding. As I watch this video 1,000,000 times, I just cannot stomach this pain. This was the one right here. Nothing else left in Tank. My big sister. My baby. The one who acted as if she was my mama, my wife, my best friend, my partner. All the above. Sister, I'm crushed, man. Never in a million years I'd think I'd lose you to a sucker. A coward. He didn't want to see you win, sister. He brought you all the way down to your lowest. You did everything right as a wife. You were that perfect one, but just not for him. Those long convos we had, days at a time, about this dude, man. If you know, you know. But you were ride or die for your husband. You did not deserve this. This man looked me in my eyes and lied to my face, knowing he had already unalived my sister. I knew something wasn't right. That morning, just keep replaying in my head over and over. You passed, and your niece is born not even 12 hours later. My baby's birthday is the same as my sister passing.
Wow.
I'll never be able to enjoy this. This is so sad. A joyous moment overshadowed by pain.
No, then. Men. Females too, but it's crazy. Well, Hennessy, I'm about to get off. Wash my clothes, go to sleep, get ready for work, make some eggs. Yeah. I said females too, though. That's the thing. I said females too. I did not mean to refresh the chat. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I said females too. Player. But I'm about to get off though. And wash my clothes and all that. And go to sleep. Alright. You better text me back. I ain't fucking playing because you don't be texting back. But